Hi, we have some pre-ski exercises that'll be good for opening up the hips and a bit of a glute stretch. We're calling this a lizard pigeon squat. So let's get started. So we're gonna come down to a lunge. So we're taking that left foot out to the back. Both the arms are on the inside of the right foot. The right knee is bent. So the knee is on the ground. And the motion that we should be doing to get the most out of this stretch is Tim is going to be reaching his chest forward and just having that lift. So this really opens up the front of this hip. So you can hold this for as long as you'd like. So the arms can be straight, or you could rest them down on a pillow, or you can just rest them all the way down. This is a little bit more of a pose if you feel like you've got enough flexibility, but a lot of people tend to just have straight arms, trying to reach that chest forward, constantly growing in the back. So I'm going to transition to pigeon pose. So Tim is going to take his right foot, taking that, so the right knee is going to be aligned with the right arm. So then the knee is going to be forward. The foot is going to be on the left side of the mat. We're trying to keep our hips level. You can also support the right hip with a pillow. So we just want to have that comfortable lower back. So still with this pose, we're still trying to keep the shoulders away from the ears and the chest is reaching forward. So it's a really nice one. This is really nice for a glute stretch. So Tim also is coming down to the elbows. It's a bit easier in this pose to come down to the elbows, but again, it feels better to keep straight arms. Please do so. There are a lot of different variations in yoga. Just do what feels right. So we're going to do the other side. So Tim's going to come into lizard on the other side. So he's going to step the left foot to the front of the mat, dropping the right knee. So as you notice, this left knee is dropping out to the side. So it can either drop out to the side for a little bit more of a hip opener, or that hip can be close to the shoulder. Again, this is personal preference. I find the most important thing in this pose is to constantly be reaching that chest forward. So Tim's going to come down to be a bit lower. That's just optional. You can also, as I said before, leaning on a pillow. So just slow breathing. You can hold this pose for as long as you'd like. We're really just trying to open things up. Okay, so Tim, if you'd like to come up and transition into pigeon, please. So Tim is taking the left leg, bringing it aligned with the left arm. His chest is reaching forward. And you notice that the hips are nice and even. Again, you can always put something underneath to support if that feels a bit better. So we want you to be comfortable in these poses, but sometimes just on the edge so you're feeling a good stretch. So we're stretching the glutes, we're opening up. So left glute stretch, right hip opening. So option to drop down to the elbows. So we use our hips, our glutes, so much when we're skiing and snowboarding. So it is important to limber them up at the beginning of the day. You can always do this at the end of the day as well. Okay, so coming back out, you can transition to downward dog, which I failed to mention before, but this is always a nice pose to use in between other poses. It's a good transition pose. But we're not going to focus on dog. It's a really good one. You can bend the knees though. It's always nice for the back, bending the knees. So Tim is going to come up into the final pose in this sequence, which is a squat. So we did lizard, we did pigeon. Now we're doing a squat. We found that this is a good pose to show because it actually applies to both skiers and snowboarders, and it's actually mainly for the snowboarders. They're sitting down all day. This is a good opportunity to start to warm up the muscles that you're actually using to come back up. So we're opening the hips. You need to have the hips open.
So the heels can be off the mat, and that's fine as well.
Yeah.
If the heels are coming towards fan, just allows your weight to come down a little bit more. You're pushing your arms into the knees. So we're just opening up the hips, using your own body and support, and looking forward with the back straight.
So a squat isn't necessarily comfortable for everyone. So this is just an opportunity to give it a try. If it feels nice, try it. If it doesn't, then you can just come out of that pose. A bit of a forward fold, slowly coming back up, just kind of shaking things out a bit, waking the body up. Hopefully have a little bit more of open hips, stretch glutes, ready for the day. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.